This year, 2013, marks the 150th anniversary of the Battle of Gettysburg, the three-day battle in Pennsylvania in July of 1863. It's probably the most discussed battle in the history of the world, but it seems like there's one thing that's been underreported, and that's the story of General George Gordon Meade, the victorious Union general at the battle. It seems like everything about the fighting there has been discussed in great detail, but there really hasn't been so much written about Meade. In fact, if you go to the battle and you look at Meade's statue on Cemetery Ridge and compare it to Robert E. Lee's statue, which stands higher on the Virginia State Memorial, you might think that Lee won the battle. And there's a great story about Meade that took place right up near where his statue is today on Cemetery Ridge. It took place on July 2nd, the second day of the battle, around 7 o'clock in the evening. Meade had ridden up to the ridge after ordering up some troops from the First Corps to plug a gap in the Union lines. When he got up there, there was no one standing between him, his staff, and the advancing enemy. An eyewitness remembered seeing Meade straighten up in his statue as he saw the advancing enemy soldiers. He pulled out his sword, and his aides nervously followed suit, wondering if the commander of the Army of the Potomac was personally going to lead them on a charge to try to stop the enemy. As Meade later told his wife, he said it looked a little blue at the time. Around that time, someone shouted out, "There they come, General!" And at that point, General John Newton, the commander of the First Corps, rode up. Abner Doubleday's division of the First Corps was following, and they began to array themselves in line of battle. Meade rode up to them and hurried them forward, waving his hat and yelling, "This way, gentlemen! This way, gentlemen!" And then he stopped and conversed with Newton. Newton handed him his flask, and Meade took it and had a draw, and I'm sure it probably helped his energies. Just then, a shell exploded right near two men, showering on them both with dirt, and neither one flinched as the First Corps men went in, stabilized the line, and soon helped bring the fighting on the second day of Gettysburg to a close. Later someone told Meade that it looked like a near thing, and Meade said, yes, but it's all right now. It's all right now. And indeed it was. Meade ended up winning the Battle of Gettysburg, and I believe should be remembered for that achievement.